On today's episode, we're going to talk about the hardest part of the research process, and that's starting the research process. Now, for some people, this is an exciting time, full of possibilities.
Come on, let's get going.
For others, not so much. Whether your teacher assigns you the topic or you pick it yourself, it can be an overwhelming time, especially if you don't know that much about this subject. So for this tutorial, I picked a subject I know very little about, and that's lucid dreaming. So let's get started. What do I know? Not a lot. I've seen the movie Inception a few times, thought it was good. Still trying to figure out the ending. I've got this recurring nightmare where I'm stuck in a spider web and I've been able to get myself out when I'm realizing I'm dreaming, but other than that, that's pretty much all I got. So, what do I need? A lot. Now, for any research topic, you have to decide for yourself whether or not your search requires sort of precision, where you're looking for specific kinds of information, that's the faucet, or a mass volume of information to give you ideas for how to pursue the subject. And that's the fire hose, or in this case, fire hydrant. I don't know why I drew a hydrant when I wanted a hose, but whatever. So you get the information. I want a lot of it. So I'm gonna go to the best place to kind of get information quickly and easily, and that is our friend Google. This is a time to read, but not read in the way that you're used to reading, like with attention to detail and annotating the text and all that sort of stuff. No, you're just scanning for information at this point. You're basically fishing for ideas, and so you want to cast your net wide, to use another metaphor, and find the information that is interesting to you. And so that requires reading a lot, but skimming it, scanning it, looking for those ideas. And as I'm doing this information, I'm keeping track of those ideas in my brain. Just kidding. There's no way I could keep all this information straight in my brain. You have to write it down. So have a piece of paper next to you and write anything that you see that just sparks interest to you. You don't have to make any connections at this point. You're just, like I said, looking for those things that spark curiosity or interest, and you're going to write it down because it's going to be very useful for you to use later. This thinking process is called divergent thinking, and this is where you let your mind open for all the possibilities around a subject without shutting any ideas down. Once I've completed this divergent thinking exercise, I can start to look at what I've gathered and look for the sort of connections. I can start to evaluate the information. I can start to consider things that might be relevant to this particular assignment. And we'll get to that in the next video session. But for now, just enjoy the time you have exploring this topic and getting to know it better.